I didn't expect this movie to have such good animation. If we talk about the story though, it was all over the place. This whole movie takes place over the 8 days of Hanukkah, but isn't really centered on the holiday. It starts off with Davy Stone being a drunken asshole and getting caught by the police for leaving a restaurant without paying. And while in trail, there are these other charges that threaten to put him in jail for 10 years. And then the sweetest old man, Mr. Whitey, also played by Sandler, offers the alternative of him doing community service as a junior basketball coach instead. The judge accepts with the condition that any other crime would send him immediately to jail. A lot of things happen throughout the movie that basically show Davey being a jackass and Whitey not being appreciated enough by the community. At some point, Davey's high school ex appears, recently divorced and with a young son, with whom Davey begins a friendship through basketball. Things seem to be getting better until we learn why Davey's such a mess. It turns out that at 12 years old he was a basketball star, and during a very challenging match that took place in Hanukkah, Davey was able to get his team to win against all odds. His parents didn't show up, but it didn't affect him throughout the match. But then, we learned the reason they never arrived was because they were in a car accident and tragically passed away. This was hands down the greatest part of the movie. It made me sympathize for Davey and understand why he became an alcoholic. But immediately after, Davey just breaks down and makes Mr. Whitey cry. The scene I did my 1-hour study today with. There's even a voiceover that acknowledges this immediate transition from sympathy to disappointment, and it just felt a bit forced in my opinion. Then he gets drunk, breaks into the mall and has to run from the police. While this is going on, most of the town is in a banquet where Mr. Whitey expects to obtain a vote-based recognition as an important member of the town. This is his 35 yearly chance of winning it, and he doesn't. He then goes away. Davey ends up in the banquet and watches all of this. He tries to convince everyone that they should have chosen Whitey, exposing himself to being taken to jail, so they all agree to find the old man and make things right. I think animation helps a lot with making this movie more watchable, especially with all the typical fart, poop, barf, physical comedy and nonsense humor you can expect from Sandler. At least in those scenes, I could get distracted by looking at the backgrounds or appreciating the amount of work that went into animating some of those sequences. I totally forgot until now, but it's also a musical. Adam Sandler sings on every song as one or more of the 4 characters he plays in the film. I like the instrument tracks. The voice melodies could have been better, or maybe a better voice could have helped with that, because the only nice singing voice was that of the ex-girlfriend. I don't remember any of the songs, I just remember they had some clever rhymes and that's all I appreciated of them. Which of his movies do I watch next?